There is a silent battle happening every single day. No audience. No applause. No recognition. It happens in the moment you choose between comfort and growth. It happens when your alarm rings before sunrise. It happens when you're tired but decide to keep going. It happens when nobody is watching, and you must choose whether to stay disciplined or surrender to distraction. Most people believe success begins with talent. They believe confidence creates action. They believe motivation changes lives. They're wrong. Motivation fades. Talent can be wasted. Confidence comes and goes. But discipline remains. Discipline is the force that carries you when your emotions give up. It is the invisible bridge between who you are today and who you dream of becoming tomorrow. The truth is simple. Every extraordinary life is built on ordinary decisions repeated consistently. Every champion once struggled with procrastination. Every successful entrepreneur once battled self-doubt. Every leader once faced fear. The difference wasn't intelligence. The difference wasn't luck. The difference was discipline. This audiobook isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming consistent. It's about training your mind to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Because feelings are temporary. Habits are permanent. And the person you become tomorrow depends on the choices you make today. So take a deep breath. Leave your excuses behind. Open your mind. Because your transformation begins now. Every meaningful transformation begins with one decision. Not next Monday. Not next month. Not when life becomes easier. It begins the moment you stop waiting for the perfect time. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. Life will always present distractions. There will always be reasons to postpone your goals. You'll be too busy, too tired, too stressed, too uncertain. If you wait until every condition is perfect, you'll spend your entire life waiting. Discipline begins the moment excuses end. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they never fully commit. They test success instead of pursuing it. They try instead of deciding. Trying leaves the door open for quitting. Deciding closes that door forever. Think about the greatest achievements in history. No inventor created breakthroughs without failure. No athlete became a champion without pain. No artist mastered their craft overnight. Every remarkable accomplishment started with a simple decision. I will not quit. This is where your blueprint begins. Not with extraordinary talent, not with perfect circumstances, but with absolute commitment. The day you decide that your future matters more than your comfort is the day your life begins to change. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You only need one person. Your self. Self-control starts with keeping promises to yourself. If you promise to wake up early, wake up early. If you promise to exercise, exercise. If you promise to study, study. These small victories create something powerful. Trust. Every time you keep your word, your mind begins to believe you. Confidence isn't built by positive thinking. Confidence is built through evidence. Each disciplined action becomes proof that you are becoming stronger. Eventually, discipline stops feeling difficult. It becomes part of your identity. You no longer say, I'm trying to be disciplined. You say, I am disciplined. And identity changes everything. Because people act consistently with who they believe they are. The day you stop identifying as someone who quits. Is the day you become unstoppable. Many people believe that self-control is something you are born with. They look at disciplined people and assume they have stronger minds, better genetics, or unlimited willpower. But that belief is one of the greatest lies you can tell yourself. Self-control is not a gift. It is a skill, and like every skill, it grows through practice. No one is born with the ability to ignore distractions, resist temptation, or stay focused for hours. These abilities are developed one choice at a time. Imagine someone learning to lift weights. The first workout feels impossible. The muscles ache. The body protests. The mind whispers, "Stop." But with each repetition, the body adapts. The muscles become stronger. The weight that once felt impossible becomes manageable. Your mind works the same way. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your mental muscles. Every time you resist the urge to quit, you build resilience. Every time you finish what you started, your brain learns that persistence is your new normal. That is how self-control is created, not in one dramatic moment, but through thousands of small decisions. The modern world makes this difficult. Distractions are everywhere. Your phone competes for your attention. Social media promises instant entertainment. Notifications interrupt your focus. Every advertisement tells you to seek pleasure now instead of building success later. Without realizing it, many people spend their lives reacting instead of choosing. They wake up and immediately check their phones. They let emails decide their priorities. They let emotions control their actions. By the end of the day, they wonder why they accomplished so little. The problem isn't a lack of time. The problem is a lack of intentional control. Discipline begins when you stop allowing the world to control your attention. Protect your focus as if it were your greatest asset. Because it is. Where your attention goes, your life follows. A distracted mind creates a distracted life. A focused mind creates meaningful progress. One powerful way to strengthen self-control is to create small daily challenges. Wake up when the alarm rings instead of pressing snooze. Finish one important task before checking social media. Read 10 pages before watching television. Take a short walk instead of scrolling endlessly. These actions may seem insignificant, but they are training sessions for your mind. Each disciplined decision teaches your brain that comfort is no longer in charge. Another secret of self-control is understanding that emotions are temporary. You will not always feel motivated. You will not always feel energetic. Some mornings you will wake up inspired. Other mornings you will feel exhausted. If your actions depend on your emotions, your results will always be inconsistent. Disciplined people don't wait to feel ready. They act first. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Not the other way around. Remember this whenever you feel like giving up. You do not need to control every thought. You only need to control your next action. One disciplined choice leads to another. One productive hour becomes a productive day. One productive day becomes a productive week. And over time, those weeks become an extraordinary life. You are not trying to become perfect. You are training yourself to become consistent. That is the true meaning of self-control. It is choosing your future over your feelings. Again and again, until discipline becomes who you are. Every dream has an enemy. It is not failure. It is not rejection. It is not bad luck. The greatest enemy of every dream is the excuse you choose to believe. Excuses are dangerous because they sound reasonable. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I don't have enough experience. Maybe next year. Each excuse feels small. But together, they steal years of your life. The tragedy is that most people never realize what they have lost. They don't fail all at once. They drift. They postpone. They delay. They wait. And while they wait, life keeps moving. The successful person and the unsuccessful person often begin with the same 24 hours. The difference is not the amount of time they have. The difference is what they refuse to tolerate. Successful people don't eliminate every obstacle. They eliminate every excuse. They ask different questions. Instead of saying, "Why can't I?" they ask, "How can I?" Instead of focusing on problems, they search for solutions. Instead of blaming circumstances, they improve themselves. This mindset changes everything. Because once you accept responsibility, you also gain power. Responsibility is not a burden. It is freedom. The moment you stop blaming your past, your parents, your boss, your economy, or your fears, you reclaim control over your future. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. That response determines your destiny. Every excuse offers temporary comfort. Discipline offers permanent progress. Choose wisely. One of the most effective habits you can build is catching excuses the moment they appear. The instant your mind says, "I'll do it later," ask yourself, "Why not now?" When your mind says, "This is too difficult," answer, "Difficulty is how I grow." When fear tells you that you're not ready, remind yourself, no one starts ready. They become ready through action. These conversations may seem simple, but they reshape your thinking. They replace helplessness with ownership, and ownership creates action. Remember this truth: your future is not waiting for you. It is being created by what you do today. Every decision either builds your dream or delays it. There is no neutral choice. Every hour matters. Every habit matters. Every promise you keep to yourself matters. So stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for confidence. Take the first step, then take another. Because dreams are not built by wishing. They are built by disciplined action repeated every single day. Your emotions are powerful. They can inspire you to take bold action. They can push you toward creativity, love, and courage. But they can also become your greatest obstacle if you allow them to control your decisions. Many people live according to one simple rule: if I feel like it, I'll do it. If they feel motivated, they work. If they feel confident, they take risks. If they feel happy, they stay productive. But when motivation disappears, everything stops. Goals are forgotten. Promises are broken. Dreams are postponed once again. This is why so many people remain stuck. They have handed control of their lives to temporary emotions. Discipline asks you to live differently. Instead of asking, "How do I feel today?" ask, "What must be done today?" That single question changes everything. Professionals show up whether they feel inspired or not. Champions train whether they feel energetic or not. Leaders make difficult decisions whether they feel comfortable or not. Why? Because they understand one powerful truth: feelings are visitors. Principles are permanent. Imagine you're sailing across the ocean. Your emotions are like the weather. Some days the sea is calm. Other days violent storms appear without warning. If you let the weather decide your destination, you'll never reach the shore. Instead, a skilled captain follows the compass. Your values are that compass. Your goals are that compass. Your discipline is that compass. Storms may slow your journey, but they don't have to change your direction. Another mistake people make is believing they must eliminate fear before acting. Fear never completely disappears. Even the most successful people experience doubt. Entrepreneurs fear failure. Athletes fear losing. Speakers fear criticism. The difference is that disciplined people refuse to let fear make their decisions. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. The same is true for discomfort. Growth always feels uncomfortable. Learning a new skill feels awkward. Starting a business feels uncertain. Changing habits feels difficult. If you avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth. Instead of running from difficult emotions, learn to observe them. When frustration appears, notice it. When anxiety arrives, acknowledge it. When laziness whispers, recognize it. Then continue moving forward anyway. You don't have to obey every emotion you experience. You are the observer, not the prisoner. One practical way to strengthen emotional discipline is to pause before reacting. When someone criticizes you, pause. When something goes wrong, pause. When anger rises, pause. That pause is powerful. It creates space between stimulus and response. And inside that space lies your freedom. The person who reacts instantly is controlled by emotion. The person who responds thoughtfully is guided by wisdom. Your greatest victories will not come from controlling other people. They will come from controlling yourself. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. You cannot always choose what happens, but you can always choose who you become because of it. Every challenge is training. Every setback is practice. Every obstacle is another opportunity to strengthen your character. Master your emotions, and you begin to master your life. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary moment. It is usually the result of ordinary actions repeated every single day. What you do consistently matters far more than what you do occasionally. This is the power of habits. Your habits quietly shape your future. They determine your health, your finances, your relationships, your confidence, your character. Every habit is like placing one brick. One brick seems insignificant, but after months and years, those bricks become the foundation of your life. The question is simple: what are you building? Many people underestimate the impact of small choices. One unhealthy meal doesn't ruin your health. One missed workout doesn't destroy your fitness. 1 hour of procrastination doesn't end your career. But repeated daily, these choices become your identity. The same principle works in your favor. Reading 10 pages every day may not seem life-changing. Saving a little money each week may feel insignificant. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes each day may not produce immediate results. But consistency creates transformation. Small actions compound over time. Think of a tree. It does not become tall overnight. Its roots grow silently beneath the surface long before anyone notices its height. Discipline works the same way. At first, no one sees your progress. People may even doubt your efforts. Keep going. Roots always grow before branches. One of the biggest mistakes people make is relying on motivation to maintain habits. Motivation is unpredictable. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings you'll want to stay in bed. That's why successful people rely on systems instead of feelings. Create routines that remove unnecessary decisions. Exercise at the same time every day. Prepare tomorrow's tasks the night before. Keep healthy food within easy reach. Place distractions out of sight. Make the disciplined choice the easiest choice. Your environment often shapes your behavior more than your intentions. If your phone is always in your hand, distraction becomes automatic. If books are always within reach, learning becomes natural. Design your surroundings to support the person you want to become. Another key to lasting habits is focusing on identity instead of outcomes. Don't simply say, I want to run a marathon. Say, I am becoming someone who never skips training. Don't say, I want to read more. Say, I am a lifelong learner. Identity creates consistency. When your habits match your identity, discipline becomes natural instead of forced. Never underestimate the value of one good day. 1 Disciplined morning often creates a disciplined afternoon. 1 Disciplined afternoon often creates a disciplined evening. Those days become weeks. Weeks become months. Months become years. And years become a remarkable life. Remember this. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You rise to the level of your daily habits. Build habits that strengthen your mind. Build habits that strengthen your body. Build habits that strengthen your character. Because in the end, your habits become your future. And the future belongs to those who are disciplined enough to create it. Every great warrior understands one truth. The greatest battle is never fought on the outside. It is fought within. Before you conquer obstacles, you must conquer your own mind. Every morning, 2 voices wake up with you. 1 says stay in bed. Rest a little longer. You can start tomorrow. The other says get up. Your future is waiting. The voice that grows stronger is the one you feed. Your mind is like a garden. If you leave it unattended, weeds will grow. Negative thoughts. Self-doubt, fear, excuses, limiting beliefs. They appear naturally. But confidence, discipline, and courage must be planted intentionally. That is why mental training is just as important as physical training. Professional athletes don't only train their bodies. They train their focus. They visualize success. They rehearse difficult situations. They prepare their minds. Long before the competition begins, you should do the same. Start every day by deciding who you will be, not what you hope will happen. Who you choose to become. Tell yourself, I keep my promises. I finish what I start. I stay calm under pressure. I grow stronger through challenges. These aren't empty affirmations. They are reminders of the identity you are building. Another powerful habit is learning to guard your thoughts. Not every thought deserves your attention. A single negative idea can grow into hours of doubt if you keep feeding it. When your mind says, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I'm improving every day. When it says, this is impossible, answer, I'll find a way. Your thoughts become words. Your words become actions. Your actions become habits. Your habits become your destiny. Protect the first step. Protect your thinking. Training your mind also means learning to embrace failure. Failure is not proof that you should stop. It is proof that you are trying. Every successful person has failed more times than most people are willing to begin. Thomas Edison tested thousands of ideas before creating a practical light bulb. Elite athletes lose competitions before becoming champions. Great authors write terrible first drafts before publishing masterpieces. Failure is information. Failure is feedback. Failure is education. Only quitting turns failure into defeat. There will be days when progress feels invisible. Keep going. There will be moments when nobody notices your effort. Keep going. There will be times when success feels far away. Keep going. Because discipline is built in the moments when results cannot yet be seen. Every repetition strengthens your character. Every challenge sharpens your mind. Every obstacle prepares you for a greater opportunity. A warrior does not ask for an easier battle. A warrior becomes stronger. Become that warrior. Train your mind every day. And one day, the battles that once defeated you will become the victories that define you. Comfort is one of the most dangerous places to live. It feels safe. It feels familiar. It asks nothing of you. But comfort has a hidden cost. It slowly steals your potential. Growth and comfort cannot exist in the same place for long. You must choose one. Think about every major achievement in your life. Learning to walk was uncomfortable. Learning to ride a bicycle was uncomfortable. Starting your first job was uncomfortable. Speaking in front of others was uncomfortable. Yet every one of those experiences made you stronger. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is your teacher. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not fearless. They simply become comfortable with being uncomfortable. They understand that uncertainty is part of progress. Imagine climbing a mountain. The higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes. The journey becomes harder. Your muscles ache. Your legs become heavy. But the view becomes more beautiful with every step. Life works the same way. The greatest rewards exist beyond the point where most people decide to quit. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand it. What once frightened you becomes familiar. What once seemed impossible becomes routine. That is how confidence is built, not by avoiding difficulty, but by facing it repeatedly. Challenge yourself regularly. Read books that stretch your thinking. Have conversations that teach you something new. Learn a skill that intimidates you. Take responsibility when it would be easier to blame others. Volunteer for opportunities that scare you. Each challenge becomes another layer of strength, another layer of resilience, another layer of confidence. One day you'll look back and realize that the person you used to be would never have believed what you are capable of today. The comfort zone offers temporary security. Growth offers permanent transformation. Choose growth, again and again. Because every great life begins where comfort ends. You have now reached the final chapter. But this is not the end. It is the beginning. Throughout this journey, one message has remained constant. Discipline changes everything. It changes the way you think, the way you work, the way you respond to failure, the way you face fear, the way you build your future. Remember the lessons you've learned. Your future begins with one decision.